Hey, what's going on, guys? Once again, just wanted to say hi. Thanks for joining the channel.
Chili night. Very excited. Get some spicy chili tonight. Or Nate likes to call it
Stew.
stew. My stew.
Yeah.
He's not far off. I throw everything in it. I'm a little out of the circle with the people who cook chili. I like it. A lot of different stuff in it.
But we are doing it on the griddle.
Yeah.
And we would have started cooking probably about 15, 20 minutes ago, but...
Waiting for Jeff again.
Shocker.
Half
shocker.
hour late already.
Jeff's late. So, you know, we'll tune in when he gets here. Start cooking then.
We're just going to sit tight, have a couple more drinks. Wait for him as we always do. We're used to it.
Shocker.
Okay, guys. Jeff is here, so we're good to go.
Finally.
We can move on with our night. It is night now almost. You can pan outside, it's getting dark. So most likely we'll be cooking in the dark.
Thanks,
Somebody
Jeff.
was late. Thanks, Jeff. Anyway, chili. So we are doing chili. And we're doing my chili. And I call it chili. Nate likes to call it, what do you call it?
Stew.
Stew. And the reason why Nate likes to call it stew is because I throw a lot of different stuff in it. I'm not prejudiced when it comes to my chili. I throw everything that I like, and it tastes good. But we'll give you a quick rundown of the list of ingredients. I'm going to do black beans. Now, I like everything spicy, so I don't usually do beans in my chili. I don't even like beans in chili typically, but this one caught my eye. Cumin and chili spices. Looks pretty good. So I'll probably put half that can in there. Petite diced jalapeno and habanero tomatoes.
Oh, really?
Yep, those are nice.
Those are going to be hot.
It's got a little kick. As well as 1 can of just regular petite cut tomatoes. And for spices, and this is where I usually typically make a great chili or make an okay chili, because I never measure. I'll be honest, if you guys are looking for how to pin it down, it's not going to happen on this video. I'm kind of all over the place with my chili. I just throw stuff. It never comes out the same way twice, which I kind of like it.
But these are your base ingredients,
But these
right?
are my basic. But for spices, chili powder, ground cumin, cayenne red pepper, and crushed red pepper. What I'll do is when we get the meat out there, the 80-20 hamburger, as well as we're going to take the
Hot sausage?
the hot sausage, but we're actually going to take it right out of the casing, and we're going to cook that up on the griddle.
Now, what do you got here?
But what I was going to say, when I'm doing these, is that's typically when I'll throw my spices down. I throw it right on the meat. I want to stick to that meat. I want to get right in there and cook with it. And it varies with me. Again, no measurements. It's a dash, a dash, a dash. Here we go. Pepperoni, something a little bit out of
the norm.
I like to throw pepperoni in there. We're going to dice this up, throw it in there. You're not going to really taste it, bite it, but it's going to be in the chili, and the juices are going to come out of that. And we got some peppers. Some habanero, as well as at the market.
Jalapeno. Jalapeno. He means jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Criticism for anyone paying attention.
Jalapeno. It's my video. You won't actually.
Yeah,
see
this
that.
is Tabasco too, in case anyone's wondering.
Frank's red hot. We bought 1 long hot pepper, the one that Nate did on his last video with the kibasi. It was extremely.
Those are way hotter than we thought they were going to be.
extremely hot.
Yeah.
But it's going in the chili.
Cooking it does make it more mild.
We're gonna cook it for a little bit on the griddle, and plus I think we're gonna de-seed it.
Okay.
We're gonna take the seeds out.
Yep.
Because I think that's what killed us in the kibasi.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yeah.
So we got that. Mushrooms. I know it's unorthodox, but I like it. I'm gonna keep those.
So Jeff's
bit,
a fan of
I'm
mushrooms.
gonna keep those a little bit bigger, so that people who don't like it can eat around them in the chili. That's it'll be fine. Then we get some cheese on top, some Frank's Red Hot, green pepper, red pepper, and some garlic. So we're gonna put these guys to work. They're gonna do a lot of dicing and slicing right now, and we're gonna cook this all up on the griddle, and then just throw it in the crock pot. The bad word, crock pot.
That's not a bad word for me. You were the one who said no crock pots in the videos.
Typically, but it's the end result. You already taken something that's already cooked and throw it in there just to keep it warm.
Typically, or because it's your video?
Exactly. Yep.
All right, guys, so you can see all the ingredients here. Chris, since it's his video, he gets to tell us what to do. He put me to work. I'm the one that diced all this up, but somehow I end up actually doing
He did a great job.
too.
You did a great job.
But this is going to be quick, to some degree. What Chris wants is to basically brown off everything And then I don't know if you can see over here, but we got the crock pot pre-warmed. It's all gonna go in there. So we're gonna start with the meat.
What do you got the griddle on?
Super high because we want brownage.
Plus, it's a little cold out. Temperature
actually-
changes are coming.
There's a good breeze tonight.
There's a little
too.
breeze.
So for the veggies, I'm gonna put down a little bit of oil and dump these guys. I'm gonna leave the mushrooms for a minute. I don't want them to get super mushy yet. Probably put them on a couple minutes from now. I'm gonna mix the pepperoni in with the meat, help flavor the meat. And we got a ton of garlic here. So I'm gonna do probably half of that with the vegetables. Throw half on in a minute.
Do the other
You
half
okay
on
with
the
that?
meat.
Yeah, we'll do the other half on the meat.
There you go.
Want to get good contact with the griddle so these start to pick up color. Ah, it smells good already. It smells really good. Literally in like, what was that,
It's the
a minute?
garlic. It's the garlic.
By virtue of the fact that it's sausage, it's gonna stay, it's gonna wanna stay as one clump because it's been bound together to make the sausage. So we're gonna get in here and start pulling that apart. Because Chris told me he doesn't want chunks of sausage, he wants a homogeneous meat mixture.
I want it not chunky.
Right, so my technique here is kind of the same as when I'm doing steak and cheese. You push down on the meat with the long spatula and come in and pull with your scraper, right? And you'll see in a minute, if I do this enough, you get a nice, breaks it up nicely.
You don't mind if I start seasoning that while you're cooking?
Dude, it's your chili. It's your chili, why would I mind?
Good. Nothing about proportion here. It's all.
Going down.
I just put some cumin down. And some red pepper flakes.
I'm gonna start at one end, work my way to the other.
Chili powder. And then some cayenne pepper. Can you smell that already?
Yeah, it's in my eyes. Not only can I smell it and taste it, but I can feel it in my
That's
eyeballs.
coming out. Yeah, we're good. All right, good.
So you can see fairly quickly, I made that, really fine.
So, Nate's had some grill experience from earlier in his days, right?
I
You
spent
can
a lot
see
of
how quick
time,
he is with this.
a lot of time cooking on a flat top. I actually,
Absolutely.
well, hell, that's why we have the channel, right? I enjoy
Yeah,
cooking on a flat top.
Exactly.
See, like we got a chunk right here. Just get in there, break that up.
One of the things we should talk about is the reason why we're doing this on the griddle. Look how much space we're using right now, but look how many pans we're using to do this in your kitchen. It is a total easier, less mess. I mean, you got to agree with that, right? When you're making a chili in your home, you're using 3 or 4 different pans just to get this done. And you got to drain the hamburger, you got a pan for that, pan for the peppers and onions.
Plus, you don't get browning like you get on the griddle.
You don't get the even heat like you have right out here. Absolutely, agreed.
So the meat is a nice, nice fine consistency. We're gonna move that over. That's ready to go. And we're gonna make some room for the tomatoes and the mushrooms. You can see on the peppers, we've picked up some nice color. That's gonna add a lot of richness to the flavor of the stew / chili. Sorry, Chris.
It's chili.
Go ahead and dump them on.
It's my chili. You want to throw a little oil down? Or
Yeah, let's throw a little oil down. Go ahead. And a couple minutes of cooking these up, and we'll be putting it in the crock pot.
You want to throw the tomatoes on the end here?
Yep. Like we said, guys, this was quick. One thing to keep in mind, you want...
We strained these a little bit. They're very watery out of the can. So
You may be surprised that we're cooking the tomatoes. The reason for that is we want to caramelize some of the sugars. which is why I'm flattening them out to get maximum contact between the tomatoes and the griddle surface. Oh, that smells delicious.
And I'm still here, guys.
Hey, Jeff's here.
All right, so the meat is nicely browned. It actually, everything here smells delicious, guys. It really does.
So good.
I almost feel bad about making fun of Chris for everything he puts in his chili, but it actually smells delicious. Chris told me he wants the mushrooms a little bit softer, but we're gonna start moving the meat and the tomatoes into the crock pot.
Can you put that right on the griddle?
We did, yeah.
Keep it nice and warm on the
I mean,
bottom.
that's the nice thing about griddles too, is like you don't have to worry about scratching them. What do you got there?
Just a little garlic, roasted garlic tomato sauce. Like I said, everything goes in my chili.
He's gonna go grab some clams next.
No, come on. Jeff, you get a lobster tail you brought with you? Maybe we'll throw that in here.
Nice.
All right, so we're back in the house. As you can see, we get a really nice mix here. Chris and I already took a little taste test of it. Definitely plenty of heat, but we don't have a base. So Chris is rinsing the beans right now. We're gonna throw in maybe a quarter of a jar of just regular tomato sauce.
Yep.
And we have 1 can we held back of the Petite diced.
Try to get that. I'm sorry, Jeff. Get in there. 1.5 a can of the beans.
That Chris rinsed. Get the can slam off them. And then all of these ingredients are going to release a little bit more moisture as they cook. Oh, that looks delicious. So we're going to throw this on high and let it sit. How long do you want to let it sit, Chris?
I mean, it's good to eat now, but I'd warm it up a little bit because just everything we added. But I'm going to give it 20 minutes to a half an hour. Do a little taste test. I always taste a little bit of the liquid that rises up, the broth, just to see what kind of flavor I'm going to get. It's my favorite part, actually.
Realistically, you could keep this like on that crock pot for the entire day.
So again, we're
During
game
game day
day, right? So this is kind of something where you would cook right before a game. Have guys come in, they can help themselves to chili, guys, girls,
Yeah, but
kids,
just
whoever.
right. It does hold well. I mean,
Yeah.
the longer you leave it in here, the better it's going to get.
Yeah. So we have it on high right now. We're going to let it sit. We'll do a taste test in a little bit. All right, guys, it's taste test time. The chili has been sitting in the crock pot for maybe 25 minutes. Get a close-up of what we're looking at. So we've got, Nate's already dug into his. He had cheese on top to begin with, but he's already tasted. Jeff has not tasted yet. He's got some corn tortilla chips
Chips and dip.
Chris has them.
to go with him. And then Tyler, who just walked in the door, is being summoned to try it. He's all for it.
Tyler's being the brave nephew.
We got an audience with us. Nobody else wanted the chili. Look at them all standing together. You guys okay over there?
We're all waiting
You're
to see
all
what happens.
standing together like you're posing.
We're all waiting to see what happens.
So why don't you guys dig in? Nate, you've already tasted. You don't have to taste again. You can talk about how you feel.
Yeah,
You could.
I've eaten half of it already. I mean, so I don't know what you put in for spices, but it's
What do you mean you don't know? You cooked it.
yeah. But you were dumping all that stuff on there. I am sweating.
Working your magic.
I am sweating. No, the flavor is like up front. It's really rich. It's like you definitely cooking it on the griddle made a big difference. But there's something in here, and I don't know if it's the jalapenos, the long hot, or the seasoning you put on it. But something grabs the back of your throat and just
It's on
strangles
fire.
the F out of you.
Is it too hot? Too hot?
It's not hot. It's just it hits the back of your throat and just it hits you.
Wow. Wait, hold on, Jay. What just happened there, Tyler?
Hiccups.
You got the
Hiccups
hiccups.
for one bite.
Oh, I thought that was a reaction because of the taste.
All right. So you know what really makes this? The mushrooms.
Don't bust my.
Definitely. This is the best.
Don't bust my chops.
This is the best stew that I've ever had.
Yes,
Mixed
stew.
with
All
sauce.
right, it's all about the stew.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you're gonna cook this, you really have to consider tapering back the heat. 'Cause, I mean, this is aggressive.
A little too much spice.
It's hot.
Okay.
It's hot.
You think it was the peppers itself or the spice that I threw
I
on?
honestly don't know because I de-seeded all the peppers.
Yeah.
Right.
So it might have been the spice.
So it could have been the spice. I mean, the long hot.
I actually, we'll have to go back and look at it. I didn't think I was too heavy on the pour on the spices.
It's got a lot of depth for such a short cook time.
It does, but it's
just gotta-
hot.
I think that's the griddle
Tyler,
though.
what do you think? How hot
Really,
is
the
it?
griddle really makes a difference
It's
with
pretty
this.
hot, but it's good.
Yeah.
Tolerable, Tyler? You can eat it? Yeah? Good. What are you, 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bigger man than both of these guys right next to you, just so you know.
I won't
Just so
argue
you
that. I
know,
won't
you're
argue
a
that.
bigger man.
This is really good, and I'd highly recommend trying it out. And cooking it on the griddle first really adds an extra layer to it.
Really? I'd highly recommend taking like 4 of the hot peppers out.
Which is all of them.
Right.
Well, you get the jalapeno, tomatoes, and habanero. Jalapeno and habanero.
Yeah, that's a criticism. There's no
There's no
No.
habanero
in it.
No, the
Jalapeno and long hot.
and long hot.
no. The
Let's get a
petite
little
potato, petite one can of just regular tomatoes that I threw in there out of the can.
All right.
Sure.
They
Right.
were jalapeno and habanero.
Yes, they were.
They were hot. Yeah,
So in the
that's
end-
what it was.
Highly suggested. Try it out. It's really good. It's
That-
quick.
That's what Jeff suggests. I suggest taper back on some of the heat. Tyler, what do you suggest?
I think it's fine with how hot it is.
The man of the group, right
All
there.
right. He is
Tyler.
more man
It's
than
good.
us.
Yeah.
Tyler, be my new best friend because I don't like these guys. I like you. You know what? You're more of a man than they are.
Like,
Good job, Tyler.
subscribe.
Hit the like button,
Hit the like
subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys.